name is Ann Sermons Gillis, and I'm a member of Unity of Charleston. And today I'm interviewing one of our staff members. Welcome, Grace McCarthy.
Hi, Ann. It's great to be here.
Thank you so much for coming and being flexible with the time. I know that you've got a lot going on in your life. I want to start at the very beginning of your life. Where were you born?
I was born in downtown Chicago and I lived there for the first 20 years of my life.
Oh, okay. Why did I think you were from the Northeast? Ah, great. Okay. Well, that's chilly weather up there. What brought you to the Charleston area?
So I live in Mount Pleasant right now. And I originally, when I was looking at colleges, one of the schools that I was interested in attending was College of Charleston. So my parents and I came down about 6 years ago and we toured the school and they loved it down here. I loved it down here, but we didn't seriously think about moving here until the COVID pandemic because I had just started college at that point and my school had completely shut down and was online. And I was a little tired of, the winter and attending Zoom University, as we called it at the time. And also, we had tragically just lost my mom's mother due to complications from COVID. So we felt, having a change of scenery and being closer to extended family down here and just having an easier pace of life would do us all some good.
Well, so you were attracted to the College of Charleston. What was your major?
I majored in advertising at College of Charleston.
Oh, perfect. So is the advertising, is there a big part of that? I know you do IT now. Is there a big part of advertising IT as well?
Yeah, in some ways, especially
Social
yeah.
media, all of that?
Yes, especially as new technology emerges and as social media continues to emerge, and we're finding that most advertising campaigns that are successful in this day and age are ones that are based on social media that are launched through social media. So it's really good to have an understanding of just how IT and technology works.
Wow, I did not know that. That's very interesting. So what are you, I know you're IT with the church. Could you just tell us a little bit more about what you do in that capacity?
Yeah, so for the church, I'm the marketing slash social media coordinator. So it's my responsibility to just promote the services online, to help with Facebook and Instagram engagement, but also just to promote, who we are as a congregation and just, really make people aware of our mission and our vision and just, why we're here and why we're such a great organization.
And you send out a weekly newsletter as well.
Yes. Of course, I do that too, and I really enjoy getting to do that. It's a nice opportunity to help me get my creative juices flowing every week.
Well, so you do this job at the church, but now do you have another job as well?
Yes, so in addition to the part-time job at the church, I work full-time in medical advertising. So I work remotely.
And you work from home then?
Yes, I work from home. I work right where I'm sitting, actually.
So do you have a certain time that you're supposed to work? Uh,
Yeah.
or is it?
So generally I work from about 9 o'clock in the morning till about 5 o'clock at night. And it's really nice because, it's so flexible, not having to commute anywhere and just walking from my bed to my desk every day is a really nice luxury. And even though it can be isolating at times working from home or working remotely, the company that I work for does a really great job of making sure that we all stay connected on some level.
Oh, that's nice. Now, do I remember you saying something about going to graduate school? Is that
Um,
is that in the plans?
I mean, potentially someday. I think first and foremost, I'd want to get some work experience first and maybe someday down the line. So we'll see what happens. But you know, life happens when you try to make any plans. So we'll see.
So you're set for now.
Yes, very much so. I think I'm a little tired of school, and you know, I just want to gain this work experience. And I'm really enjoying my job, so I don't want to, you know, disrupt or change that routine for now in any way.
Yeah, did you participate in the Youth of Unity painting of the rocks? Yes, you did.
Yes, I did actually.
And so tell us a little bit about that, what was going on with that, the rocks things.
Yeah, so this year for Advent, the Earth Care team for each week of Advent wanted to honor a different aspect of the natural world. So for the first week of Advent, we wanted to honor the rocks and minerals kingdom. And so several of my fellow congregants and members, we decided to meet on a Saturday morning and paint some rocks to put on the altar that was being used for the first week of Advent at Unity, and it was just really fun to get to know some of them better and to again just you know be creative and use our imaginations for this project.
Do you know what will happen to the rocks?
I'm not entirely sure, but I mean, I think people will take them after Advent, and I mean, maybe we could keep some of them for the next year if we decide to continue with this project every year. But it might be, who knows, might be nice Christmas gifts for people, or just even have them for another year would be wonderful.
Yeah, I think we're going to give them away. We may have to have another painting party next year.
Oh, okay.
You did a great job. I loved your rock.
Thank
I did love your rock. Well, tell me a bit about your spiritual search. Um, I mean, you just always kind of been there all your life, or did you needed a change, or what went on with you?
Yeah, so my spiritual search started at a very young age because I attended a, Catholic grade school in Chicago, and also both sets of my grandparents were very religious. I would say my mom's side, my mom's mother was more spiritual than she was religious, but my dad's parents were very religious. So I had been exposed to religion and the idea of spirituality at a very young age. Because I remember my grandparents, they had a chapel in their basement of their house that was filled with holy water. They had rosaries, a Bible on the pulpit. So at a very young age, I was always very interested in, you know, why do my grandparents believe what they believe? Like, you know, with all this stuff in their basement, like what does it actually mean? And I remember saying to my grandparents on that side of the family, I said, you know, how can we know like, you know, God is actually exists? Like, how do we know he's listening? I want to see him. Like, how come, you know, how can I tell if he's listening if I can't see him? And I don't remember what they said at the time. I was maybe 4 or 5 years old, but I know they had a good laugh at me. And I asked a very similar question in middle school religion, which got me in trouble, obviously. So I'd always been sort of questioning the traditional Catholic doctrine I had been learning when I was younger. And this, my search, I guess, started to really catalyze when I attended Loyola University Chicago, which is it's a Jesuit university. So I had to take theology and philosophy classes. And I just remember sitting in a philosophy class, and my professor was a Jesuit priest, of course, and he was trying to explain to us, I guess, some centuries old argument proving the existence of God through logic. And so I just that just really didn't sit well with me because I believed, and this is, you know, my mom's mother really instilled this in me, just that each person can have their own unique understanding of who and what God is and their own relationship with God. So just the idea that, my professor was trying to say, oh, this man in the sky who controls everything or is like Santa Claus, you can prove his existence through logic. And I saw, no, there's no way that you can prove the existence of something like that, or just someone who has control over everything. I thought, there's no way. We have so much free will as human beings. Like, this just really made me to start to question things. And when I moved down here, I was trying to find, a spiritual community that I felt, was open to multiple interpretations of, who or what God is, and like, what does spirituality mean to people. So I tried going to, a Baptist church, a Methodist church, a Catholic church, and I liked them for all different reasons, and I liked different aspects about them, but none of them really just felt right. But then lo and behold, I found unity.
And how did you find unity?
So unity I actually found through, I guess you could call it an unconventional way, but ultimately you could argue it was through divine order. Because so when I moved here, I worked at Starbucks for about 2 or 3 years. And while working at Starbucks, I met the Unity of Charleston board president, Claudia Piano, and her husband, Mike Dryden, because they were some of my regular customers at the store. So I'd see them every day, and it was always a pleasure. They were the highlight of my shift, just how friendly and generous they were. And finally, we were talking about, oh, they were asking me, what are you majoring in school? And I told them I was an advertising major at College of Charleston. And I said to Claudia, do you know of anyone that's looking for interns at the moment? She said, well, I'll keep you posted and let you know if anyone in my network is looking. And sure enough, the day before I quit, she came to me and she said, my church, Unity of Charleston, is looking for a social media and marketing coordinator. Would you be interested in this position? And before I could say anything else, she and Mike both invited me to go to church with them one Sunday. And as soon as I went, I immediately fell in love with it. Just the uplifting, diverse group of people, and just the overall feeling of unconditional love that I felt when I was there.
That's beautiful. That
Thank
is
you.
beautiful. Wow. Yeah, that's so sweet, so sweet. Well,
Thank
so
you.
now you've been in Unity for a while. What would you say your philosophy of life is?
I think first and foremost, my philosophy of life, being a student of truth, I want to live a life that's filled with learning, because I feel like, you're never too old to learn something new about yourself, about other people, or just anything in general. And just, I guess another thing is just keeping an open mind and an open heart throughout my life, because I say to myself every day, and I say, I don't know if you'd call this an affirmation or whatever, but I always say, Spirit, open my mind and my mind and my heart to what you have to say to me today, and I will listen.
Yeah, that's a great way to look, to ask, instead of having a specific thing in mind. It's just like, what do I need to hear?
Right. Yeah.
Instead of please support my position and tell me how I'm right.
Right. Exactly. And like I said before, I mean, John Lennon said it best, life is what happens when you're busy making plans. You could have the best ideas, the best plans laid out, and do they happen most of the time? Probably not, unless you're extremely lucky somehow.
So it seems like being open-minded means a lot to you. That's very important in every area of your life, not just your spirituality.
Mhm.
Yeah, just from hearing you say that. Have you had any particular books that have made an impact in you that you would be willing to share?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, right now I'm reading The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, and it's really helped me to start living my best life and just to believe in myself more, because it's helped me to see what's really holding me back in life, and it's helped me to release some of those bondages that I've been carrying for for years. And just the way that it's written too is just so relatable and straightforward and really easy to apply to one's life, I feel like.
I feel like I'm going to sneeze. So,
No worries.
oh, are there any other books that you can think of?
Um, Not at the moment, really. I mean, in general, though, when it comes to books, I love a good historical fiction book or even just like a thriller or something.
A thriller, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, I do like I like my fiction books too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, do you have any particular passions or hobbies? Something that you do outside of work?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I'd love to stay creative in any way that I can, whether it's through photography, writing, or playing piano.
Oh, you play the piano.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I love to play piano, and I also love to be out in nature and travel. And it's funny because my love of photography actually came from my love of travel. Because several years ago, I had the opportunity to go to Iceland, and so just getting to photograph all of these beautiful, vast landscapes just gave me a much greater appreciation for how beautiful and calming nature can be. And just like it was just it changed my life because at the time I wasn't so keen to really go out in nature, but I realized just how beneficial it can be to people in every way.
Now, how in the world did you end up going to Iceland?
It was for a science and geography trip my freshman year of high school.
Wow. That because that's not really a destination place for a lot of people, is
No.
Iceland. Yeah. But I just watched a video and it was fascinating. Absolutely
Oh,
fascinating. What time of the year did you go? During the light time, huh?
yes. I went in the middle of the summer, and it was really cool because, just seeing all these landscapes during the day, but then getting to see the midnight sun was really interesting too.
Wow. Yeah, that does sound like any fun. Well, do you have any spiritual practices that you do on a regular basis?
Yes, I love to really just connect with nature. That's something that really fulfills me spiritually, I would say.
Well, how do you do that? I mean, do you like going for walks or going down to the beach or
Yeah,
how do you do that?
Oh, I love going for walks, and especially when it's, not the middle of the winter. I love to go to the beach and just really like take in the beauty of the ocean and just take my shoes off and walk through the sand and just have this feeling of being grounded in nature, being grounded in creation. So that's one of them. I practice meditation every day, especially before bed, because I feel like it's really important to clear those daily stressors from your head and, not be lying awake thinking about them. And as I mentioned before, I've really started to get more interested in affirmations and just the power of affirmations. So like one that I've started saying to myself recently is, I'm a spiritual being living a life filled with abundance in the human experience.
I love that. That's great. That's a great one.
Or
Yeah.
even just, or even just starting every day with something as simple as saying, it's a good day to be a good day.
Oh, I like that one too. A good day. This is a good day to be a good day. I like
Yeah.
it. I was talking to a friend, or I was reading, I think, somewhere, and it says, the universe is really conspiring to make good happen in our lives all the time. And I love
Mhm.
that idea. I love that idea. Well, it's been fascinating talking to you. I just wondered if you have any closing words, anything I didn't talk about, anything you want to add, or just goodbye, whatever you want to say.
Well, it's so wonderful to virtually be with you today.
Well, thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you then on Sunday morning.
Sounds great.